previously on Late Starters. It all started with Callan, who was on a boat to Pallet City for her 9th attempt at being a Pokemon trainer. She was accompanied by her brother Coulter, who kept teasing her about getting a Squirtle as her starter. I guess it runs in the family. Anyway, then they also met this kid named Jeremy? Oh, gosh, I don't remember. Anyway, they met this other kid, and, unfortunately, there were lots of Lapras in the bay. I guess they were migrating, and the boat announced that it wasn't going to be able to get into the city in time for the new trainers to get their Pokemon. So, John hatched this plan to, I guess, hop across all of the Lapras in the bay in order to get to shore. Callan, being the person she is, happily went along with this plan, and through some very epic mounted prowess, was able to ride a Lapras all the way to shore with minimal injury, which is pretty impressive. But yeah, they were able to get to shore, and they got to the lab, and they got their Pokemon, and they actually traded Pokemon at the last minute, and George actually ended up with Squirtle that Callan thought she was going to get, and Callan herself ended up with a rather chubby and very adorable Charmander. While this was happening, over in Johto, Ford got some bad news. He was rejected from Goldenrod University and didn't know what to do next. After some encouraging words from Professor Elm, who invited him to his lab the next morning, Ford decided to go. And it turns out Professor Elm wanted him to run an errand, which was to take a Totodile over to Professor Willow in Pallet City. Sounds easy enough, but then as they're making their way to Pallet City, the Totodile escapes from her Pokeball and kind of runs off, and Ford has to chase her down and convince her that he is the almighty Land Poseidon and she needs to come with him for her own good. Which, luckily that worked out. So, yeah, they're on their way. And then there's me. You're probably wondering how I got into this situation. I'm just kidding. So I was also headed to Pallet City on a bus full of terrible, terrible children who, man, they were just being real little snots. But unfortunately for us, the bus seemed to encounter a little bit of a flat tire, so we ended up just kind of waiting around for a bit, and, through a series of unfortunate circumstances, I sort of took a Spearow to the face and sort of fell down a cliff in front